Good morning, everyone. Got your coffee? I got mine. So listen, I don't have a lot today, but I do have some thoughts that I want to just, woosah over. But before I get started with that, I want to say thank you so much, Bethany. I appreciate you. Now, let's get going. You know what always gets me, and what's getting to me lately, is the way now that Trump is the president, it's the way all these groups are coming for black people, acting like black people owe them something. Black people owe nobody nothing. We owe no one anything. This whole world is anti-black as fuck. Yet everybody want to act like now that they are suffering the consequences of their actions, that black people need to stand up, rise up, and somehow represent them in some kind of a way. And it's really getting to me, as someone who is doing her best to rest. And when I tell you, I am resting because if you've been following me for a couple of years, you know what kind of shit I'm on, and you know what kind of shit I've been on for a minute. And you know what I told you about resting black people and about minding our own black business and about staying out of the business of other people and getting ourselves together. Y'all know I've been on that for a long time. This ain't new to me. It ain't new for me. I really am true to this. Now, with that being said, I don't know where these Palestinians come off. And I told y'all about those Palestinians as a native Detroiter who have had countless years living amongst Palestinians, the Arab population. I told y'all exactly what they think, truly in their hearts and minds, what they feel about black people. I told y'all that. I told y'all they hate you. And when I brought that up, when Gaza got attacked, when Israel bombed Gaza, tried to take it off the map, and when so many black people were crying over Palestine, and y'all got to tussling with me. Don't worry, I forgive you. I forgive you. Got to tussling with me in the comments when I said they hate you too. They are anti-black too. They are racist too. And then y'all saw how they worked against us in that election. And now that Donald Trump, they didn't want Kamala in there. Oh, trust and believe the ones in Gaza did. But the ones here in the U.S., they had actual rallies, anti-Kamala Harris rallies, protests, so that this woman would not get this job. And she didn't get the job. She didn't get, with their help, she didn't get the job. And now for some reason, they think she owes them something. Kamala Harris is a private citizen now. She owes these people absolutely, positively nothing, and neither does any other black person, because we fucking told you so. We told you what Trump said he was going to do, because we read Project 2025. We heard them when they said that they were going to wipe Gaza off the map, and they were going to usher in beachfront properties that would make them even richer than they are now, at the expense of in the lives of Palestinians. They said, fuck you. They said, fuck your homes, fuck your kids, fuck your schools, fuck your hospitals, fuck all y'all. It ain't about y'all. It's about us and what we want and what Israel gonna help us get. I remember years and years ago when I used to tell the truth about Israel. Only to be called anti-Semitic by black and white people alike. Because I told the truth about how demonic Israel was. The truth is the truth. The only reason why people feel the way that they feel about Israel is because it's mentioned all throughout that Bible. And they see it as some kind of fucking holy place. Israel been oppressive. They've been brutal. They've been cruel. They've been hateful. They've been all these things. They didn't just start this on October 7th when they started dropping those bombs on the Palestinians. They've been anti-Palestinian. They've been trying to steal that land. And now they've got Donald Trump ushered in to help them do it. And now look. Now look. And now they crying about it. Oh well. What can black people do? What can we do? We tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen to us. Because you're anti-black and racist. And you didn't think what we had to say was of any real value. And now look at your people. Look at what's happening. We told you so. You know, have you all seen, on to the next thing? Okay, because there ain't nothing we can do about it. We tried. We showed up. 92%, 80%. We showed up for them. Anyway, and on to the next thing. And then to see, have you all seen Sinners? I haven't seen Sinners yet. I want to see Sinners, but it's not playing. It's only playing because I think it was shot on like, is it 70 millimeter film? And so it can only be played in certain theaters, and it's not playing in a theater that's all that close to me. It's playing in Columbia, but it's not all that close to me. But anyway, the Latinos are up in arms because there's no Latino representation in a black movie. Why is it up to black people to represent Latinos? We're not Latinos. We're black people. It's a black film, black actors, black directors. This film, you know, whenever black people are successful in anything, that's when all these other groups try to come in and just try to pick it apart and make it less than the masterpiece that it actually is. And then come to find out that Ryan Coogler, he worked out this deal where this movie is going to pay him on the back end for the rest of his life. And I like seeing black people make it successful. If that's not a good enough reason for us to go see this movie and make it successful, I don't know what is. I got to go find this movie so I can go see it 2-3 times. Got to make my way to it. Where's the Latino representation? The fuck? Why is it always up to black people to represent everyone except for ourselves? Can we not represent just black? Latinos have movies where they represent only Latinos. White people have plenty of movies where they only represent them. But black people, we are never allowed to just be black people and to just love on each other and just support each other and to just produce great art and to just have an appreciation and respect for it without other people coming in, trying to take it, trying to slap a new label on it, trying to make it something that it's not. It's a black movie with a black director that's doing good. Y'all hear that hit piece that Variety tried to put out on the movie? Making it seem less than what it was. I swear, we can't have nothing. One of the commenters said, we can't even get ate up by vampires in peace. If that's not the truth. And then Nebraska is still in more trouble. The last time I talked about Nebraska, people from Nebraska, black people from Nebraska got all in their feelings. Like I said, everybody in the whole entire state of Nebraska when I was talking about the racist whites in Nebraska. Y'all have to start thinking critically. If it don't apply, let it fly. But anyway, on to Nebraska again. The cattle ranchers. Racist cattle ranchers in Nebraska overwhelmingly voted for Donald Trump to the tune of something like 80% of them did. They knew that Donald Trump was coming after the undocumented immigrants. And like 70% of their workforce is undocumented immigrants. And now the undocumented immigrants are not showing up to work because they don't want to get raided. So they've gone elsewhere. And now they are in a lot of trouble. Not to mention Donald Trump has taken away their subsidies. Subsidies that would have kept their businesses afloat and going. Those government subsidies, welfare that they didn't want everybody else to have. He took it away. And now they are in a heaping world of trouble. And they're saying in the next 2 quarters, their economy is going to fail over in Nebraska. That's what they're saying. That's what economists are saying. And all because these people cared more about racism than they did their own well-being. Can you imagine that? That is some sick shit. They cared more about racism than they cared about their own personal well-being. I heard one white woman say, and when you think about it that way, it was just a stupid thing to do to vote for him. Yeah, you don't say. And who was it that was trying to tell them that before they did that? Black people. It was black people. But everybody want to blame us for everything. Black people, let me tell you, I have been seeing so many disturbing videos being posted all over social media where so many racist white people who have always felt this in their hearts, but now because Donald Trump is the president, they feel like they can be openly racist and they can go back to treating us like they did those days in Jim Crow. The days of Crow. I saw a young man entering his own apartment building be choked out by another tenant who was white. And I saw a black woman in the Lowe's being harassed by a white man and his Asian wife. And I'm seeing black people be pulled over again by the police, and those engagements being so disturbing. Whenever I have these conversations, I get black people in my comments that say things like, you're fear-mongering. I'm not fear-mongering. I'm merely telling my community what's going on, and I want to see my community protect themselves. We had a conversation about body cameras. I have a very small one that I wear when I go out in public, just to record for my own safety. No one has ever even mentioned it to me. That's how small it is. No one has ever said, is that a camera? I've never gotten that. Most of the time, my husband doesn't even notice that I'm wearing it. And also, if you carry a firearm, if you are licensed to carry a firearm, do so responsibly. But remember that those rules, the same rules, do not apply for us. Castle Doctrine, stand your ground laws when you are black, those laws, they don't work the same way for us. There is a justice system and a just us system. Always remember that. Carry mace. I also carry keychain mace. It's right on my keychain. Every 6 months I replace it. Make sure it's nice and fresh. In the event that I have to get someone off me and the situation doesn't require deadly force. They did not vote for Donald Trump because of the price of eggs, baby. They voted for Donald Trump so that they can openly be racist and abusive. I saw another video where 2 black men were making, I believe it was like an appliance delivery to a white man. He called them a nigger this, a nigger that, a nigger this, a nigger that, a monkey this, a monkey that, a monkey this, a monkey that. all throughout that recording and did not care that he was being recorded. And then when it caught up with him and it went viral, he said he chucked it up to having a bad moment because he'd been there waiting all day. I worry about my people, especially the young ones. Something is amiss, something is in the air. Be protective of your babies. Be protective of your women. My own husband doesn't let me go anywhere without him anymore because this is a red state and racism is prevalent, is pervasive in this state. And 2 against 1 is just better odds, you know. And I don't too much go off by myself anymore. I know what it is. I make sure that he's always close, even though I am a licensed carrier. Pair up. If you don't have to go out by yourself, don't. And if you find yourself in their territory, just make sure you're wearing a camera. Do whatever you can to protect yourself. Because these people are bound and determined to pull us out of a restful state. I worry about y'all. Especially our kids. Especially the women. Because they think that we are easy targets. Our babies. That's all that I have to say. Just make sure that your consciousness, you're not burying your head in the sands. You know, you all are the black people that I worry about the most. The ones who want to ignore racism. The ones who want to pretend like things aren't as bad as they are. The ones that want to pretend like there are, you know, like most white people are good white people. And that's just not the truth. Not all white people, while not all white people are bad white people, most of them are racist. And that's just the truth. That's a truth that black people, we have to contend with. We have to deal with. We are unsafe around them. That is just the truth. And moving like you know that, acting like you know that, that's not living in a state of fear. That's living in a state of consciousness and awareness. Is living in a state of truth. That's what that is. Acknowledging the truth. Excuse me. With that being said, I want you to think on my words. Come up with ways that you can protect yourself. Be alert. Have age-appropriate conversations with your kids about what's really going on so that they can be alert and be aware. We don't want to take their childhoods away, but we don't want to make them easy targets either. It's a fine line, I get it, but it's still one that they got to walk. Same with women. If you can pair up, do so. If you can't, be more mindful. And brothers, make sure, excuse me, make sure when you are getting pulled over by these police officers because they target y'all, it takes nothing for them to go from 0 to 10 or 0 to 60 rather. It takes nothing because they're actually looking for that fight. That's why they pulled you over in the first place. Make sure you're recording. Before they get out of that car, make sure your camera is on record. That's all that I have for today. With that being said, if you would like to donate to the library pantry or to the platform or just buy me a cup of coffee, I will leave my Cash App and my Venmo down in the comments. Y'all have a good day. Stay safe, Black people.